Tonight's cover story, Thanksgiving just 2 days away, which means a lot of you may be planning to put up your Christmas decorations this weekend. White House already working on its Christmas decor. Just yesterday, First Lady Jill Biden received the official White House tree from right here in North Carolina. It came from a resilient Christmas tree farm that was damaged during Hurricane Helene. So maybe you're planning to get out your tree this weekend or the garland. But no Christmas decor is complete, of course, without the lights. Strings of electric Christmas lights, they've been around for a while. You see that since 1882. Whether it's light up Santa, snowflakes, colorful lights, and more, December is the most festive time of the year. It's also the time many of you will see higher energy bills. Fire officials say this time of year also has the most reported house fires in the U.S. None of us want to become a statistic in those categories, and that's why tonight we're on your side with how to be more efficient this holiday season and keep you and your family safe. So let's start tonight with the efficiency part of this. All of us looking to save money these days, especially around the holidays. And that's why Dominion Energy says its top recommendation is to use LED lights. LED lights use 75% less energy. They also last 10 times longer than traditional bulbs. Dominion says one of the best ways to monitor your energy usage when it comes to Christmas lights is to use automatic timers. That way the lights only come on when it's dark outside, and you can make sure they turn off before you go to bed. The electric company also suggests you consider getting an advanced power strip. They have built-in features to reduce energy when not in use.
Of course, it's going to vary from home to home and display to display. You can definitely enjoy the holiday season and stay festive while also staying energy efficient.
That's Paul Fisher. He's with Dominion. He also suggests trying to use reflective and shiny items like tinsel, mirrors, or ornaments to multiply the lighting effect without actually using any more energy. Now, let's talk about something that impacts all of us. That is safety. I told you at the beginning of all this that December is the leading month for home fires in the U.S. The National Fire Protection Association reports a large percentage of the fires are caused by those Christmas lights. About 330 residential structure fires involving decorations happen each winter holiday. A large factor in Christmas light safety is paying attention to when they're left on and making sure you turn them off, that they're actually really off.
Make sure that those holiday displays are connected properly, that you follow the manufacturer's instructions on those light strands, that you've inspected them for wear and tear.
Whether your lights are fresh off store shelves or from the attic, look at them, make sure there's nothing wrong with them before hanging them up like frayed wires. Now, this may sound obvious, but reading the instructions and the notes from the manufacturer before stringing your lights is also crucial. Plugging in a light may sound easy, but it goes farther than that.
You don't want to overload any electrical sockets. You want to make sure that you're following the manufacturer's recommendations in terms of how you hang your lights. Because that's one thing that can definitely bring down your holiday cheer.
So a lot going on in that yard. That's right. Overloading that socket can lead to fires or other issues. So just to recap the safety information, make sure your lighted displays are connected and disconnected properly. Inspect your lights for wear and tear. Read the manufacturer's recommendations so you don't overload any electrical sockets. Now, finally, let's go one step beyond the electrical aspect of Christmas decorating. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission says there's one more factor you'll want to take into consideration.
We do see a lot of falls associated with ladders and people using them to put up decorations.
Yeah, multiple insurance companies and health officials say the importance of ladder safety cannot be understated this time of year. Obviously, we usually can't avoid using them when putting up the decorations, but here are some things to keep in mind. Make sure you don't use a ladder alone. Someone should be with you at all times to keep a hold of that ladder. Check the position of your ladder before getting to work. That way you're not trying to reach too far while you're working. And finally, make sure you're putting that ladder on a sturdy, firm surface. That way you can stay safe and get the house decorated.